Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve McCorkle, and I am the class coordinator for the 304th Basic Training class and a senior instructor of police here at KLETC. At this time, I ask you to join me in welcoming the graduates of the 304th Basic Training class. Members of the 304th Basic Training class, and ladies and gentlemen, please rise or remain standing and direct your attention to the Reno County Sheriff's Office Color Guard for their presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem.
Reset. On.
You may be seated. During your time here at KLETC, you have all walked past the Wall of Honor numerous times. The Wall of Honor is designed as a reminder to those KLETC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The names and photos of the 28 individuals memorialized preserves their memories and gives the family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those that have made the ultimate sacrifice to the service of the citizens of Kansas. At this time, I ask that you join with me in observing a moment of silence to honor those 28 KLETC graduates who are no longer with us. Thank you. Members of the 304th, it's just by luck of the draw that I was assigned to be your class coordinator over the last 17 weeks. When I was first assigned to this class, I had no idea how much of an education that I was going to get. Right along with you as we went through our journey. From the first day I met each of you in classroom 1 to today, I've been your greatest supporter and your biggest cheerleader. From our highs as a class to our challenges as a class, each of you have kept your integrity intact and taken your oath of office to heart. I am proud of each and every one of you. As I have told you, my expectations of police officers is not based on test scores or heroic deeds, but one question. Am I willing to get in a patrol car and go out with you and work the streets as your partner? All of you have now the foundational knowledge, skills, and abilities to be exceptional law enforcement officers. And to each of you, I say, let's roll, partner. On behalf of the KLETC administration and staff, congratulations on completing basic training. It's my pleasure today to introduce today's commencement speaker, Chief Kirk Ives from the Clearwater Police Department. Chief Ives grew up in St. John, Kansas, and graduated from college from Kansas State University. Chief Ives started his career in law enforcement at the Larned Correctional Mental Health Facility. He was asked to apply to his hometown police department in St. John, where he spent a few years in their patrol division. He then transitioned to Pratt County and became an effective drug interdiction officer. He was seizing very large amounts of narcotics and drug money on US Highway 54. Chief Ives was then asked to join the Kiowa County Sheriff's Office as their sergeant after the Greensburg tornado. He still enjoyed the interdiction side of work, but also gained experience in rebuilding a department after a natural disaster. After an election change in Kiowa County, Chief Ives was faced with a career choice. He could remain as a drug interdiction officer and utilize his skills with an Oklahoma agency, or he could become a chief of police here in Kansas. Chief Ives chose Kansas. He then spent over 11 years as the chief of police in Oxford, Kansas. While in Oxford, Chief Ives finished his education at the Hugo Wall School of Public Affairs through Wichita State University. Chief Ives is currently serving as the Chief Law Enforcement Officer for the citizens of Clearwater, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Kirk Ives.
It's an honor to speak today here with you guys. This is the first step in many steps of your law enforcement career. If you ask me and you work with me, you will hear I'll say, don't be that officer. Don't try to outdo everyone else. Build your own stories, because you will have the best stories in this career. Some of you may think that my best stories could probably come from drug interdiction, but actually my best story was finding an elderly lady in 18-degree weather out in the snow with nothing but a nightgown on. Whenever I found her, she was next to an alleyway next to a garage. I felt so proud and successful, and then I knew that I would always have to leave people better than I found them. Officers, you need to learn as much as you can, help as much as you can, and do as much as you can. Now, this next part is very important. I want all of you to know that it's okay to say these words: I'm sorry, and I was wrong. Because you will be. Trust and honesty always wins in the end, and your word is all you have in this world. Also remember that we get numb to the job. We deal with the same things day in and day out that most people don't, and that could be their worst day of their life. But so take time, listen, and pay attention to what's going on. To the families, please provide support and be grateful for the careers that these officers have chosen. Remember, their eyes will see things that no eyes should ever see. To the supervisors and our future supervisors, I learned the most from one of my bosses that was one of my worst bosses. I learned more from him than anything. I learned that I did not want to be like him. Also, to you new officers, the grass is not always greener at another agency. It's not about the money or the equipment. It's about helping others, and you are your best tool. At this time, I'd like to give you a closing story. It was about 15 years ago. It was Christmas Day. I was the only officer working at the time, and we had a suicidal subject that was in a county just south of where I was working. This individual had just lost his daughter, had been removed from his home, and he was a big guy. And the sheriff of that county contacted me and said, "Do you have a taser? Because we have to take him into police protective custody." I told him yes, and I would be down as soon as I could. I met the sheriff and one of his deputies, and we proceeded to the location where this individual was at. Now, of course, you've heard lots of stories whenever you've been in law enforcement for a while. And the story that I was told whenever I was traveling with this individual, with the sheriff, was that this guy is a big guy, and he's mean, and he likes to fight, and he's drunk. One of the stories they told me was that he just not too long ago, probably a year before that, was in a bar fight, and he got cut from one side all the way down to the bottom of his belly. And he went home and he sewed himself back up. Now, I didn't believe that story. So whenever we got to the house, when we walked in, all his family was in the house. I don't know why, but they were all in there. There was a few deputies in there, and the sheriff and I and another deputy came in. And they just left it up to me. It was just like, here you go. So I walked up to the individual. He's sitting in a recliner in the middle of his front room, 2.5 gallons of whiskey empty laying on each side of the recliner. And he's wearing a pair of sweatpants and no shirt. And he had a scar from here to here. And it looked like he sewed himself back up at one time. At that time, I told him that he was in police protective custody and we were going to have to take him in. He looked at me and he says, "Well, you better go get the National Guard because I ain't going with you." At that moment, I thought, I got to approach this a different way. So at that time, I reached out to shake his hand. And when I reached out to shake his hand, he jumped. And he knew that I knew that he was scared. Well, if you're a big guy and you're a fighter, you're going to come out of that chair. And that's what he did. I pulled my taser, taser, down he went. Deputies put handcuffs on him. We got him up. We were walking him out the door. He turns to me. He says, "I've never seen you before. Who are you?" I said, "Well, to you, I'm the National Guard." Now, normally I'm not that quick-witted, but that was just a good story. That was just one of the stories of many that you'll have. But I will tell you the best part of that story was 3 years later. I was helping some of our friends at a concession stand, and a lady came up to me and says, "Are you Kirk Ives?" And I said, "That I am." And she goes, "You saved my son's life. You tased him in his front room one night. You took him with you. You got police protective custody. You got him treated, and he now has his daughter back. He has kicked the alcohol situation and is doing well." So remember what I say here the most is leave them all, supervisors, other officers, people you deal with, leave them all better than you found them. Congratulations and Godspeed, Class 304. We are all waiting for you. Thank you.
Chief Ives, on behalf of the Class 304, can you please accept this as a thank you for taking your time out today to share the words with our class?
Thank you.
KLETC recognizes student officers who excel in academics by awarding those qualifying with the Executive Director's Academic Award. To be awarded the Executive Director's Academic Award is a substantial accomplishment. A student officer must achieve a total average on all written examinations of 94% or higher. They must also score a 94% or higher on the final written exam. Additionally, for an officer to be recognized, they must successfully complete all the requirements of the final performance testing, successfully complete all of the requirements for standardized field sobriety testing, emergency vehicle operations, and firearms. Also, they must not have ever had a level 2 or higher write-up while they were here. Deputy Matthew Carlson of the Miami County Sheriff's Office, please join me at the podium. Deputy Carlson, on behalf of the instructors and the staff of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center, it's my privilege to give you this Executive Director's Academic Award. Thank you. In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training and our profession. Law enforcement officers' oath of affirmation is a consistent reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during the time with the 304th. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement in public service is for law enforcement officers to take on a great responsibility. When they affirm the oath of office, they've entered the position of being role models, leaders by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors of their community. I'll now ask the graduates of the 304th Basic Training Class to recite the Law Enforcement Officer Oath of Affirmation. 304th Basic Class. Please stand. Class 304, please be seated. In a few moments, you will be presented with a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to someone as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm membership in an organization. The coin today will recognize you as a graduate of KLETC. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged during your time here at KLETC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you just moments ago affirmed. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, it's been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator. And a small part of your journey, I wish nothing but success and happiness to each one of you. I will now ask that the KLETC Assistant Directors of Basic Training, Mr. Jeff Osland and Ms. Amy Osborne, join me on the stage to present the members of the 304th Basic Training class with their certificates and the KLETC Challenge coin. Front row, please stand. Charles Allen, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Jacob Appleby, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Rance Barnes, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Caitlin Bolts, Junction City Police Department. Garrett Brustowitz, Jewell County Sheriff's Office. Matthew Carlson, Miami County Sheriff's Office. Kaylee Conway, Hodgman County Sheriff's Office. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Benjamin Edmonds, Leavenworth Police Department. Jace Gwynn, Pratt Police Department. Devin Harris, Greenwood County Sheriff's Office. Adrian Heimer, Wellsville Police Department. Dylan Jacobs, Lyon County Sheriff's Office. Brandon Justice, Metropolitan Topeka Airport Authority Police and Fire Department. Taylor Kobe, Kansas City, Kansas Community College Police Department. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Presley Mabe, Marion County Sheriff's Office. Ian McGuire, Clearwater Police Department. Michaela Ricks, Salina Police Department. Heather Surface, Salina Police Department. Miguel Triana, Ford County Sheriff's Office. Nicole Turner, University of Kansas Police Department. Jared Underwood, Comanche County Sheriff's Office. Third row, please return to your seats.
Third row, be seated. Before I formally certify the graduates, I'd like to express my gratitude to you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to support these new officers, and how thankful we are for you as your families to be supportive of them while they've been gone this whole time. And I'd also like to thank all the administrators for all the support that you've given them, and being able to be behind them for these entire 17 weeks that they've been gone. I really do appreciate it. 304, please stand. On behalf of Executive Director Darren Beck, it gives me great pleasure to officially certify you as Kansas law enforcement officers and to announce to you for the last time, class is dismissed.